Welcome to my channel. My name is Alina. Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to give you a little bit of a breakdown in the format that I do reviews, and I typically write them on Facebook groups for the fragrance community. And this is my first video, so bear with me. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a breakdown of how I would like to do this, because it's not very typical in the form of perfume reviews. So I have some notes here, so I'm going to refer to them. First of all, I'll give you the name of the perfume and who it's by. And then there's 6 factors that I state up front. Number 1, is it a freshy or a heavy? Number 2, projection. Number 3, longevity. Number 4, the dry down, the amount of time for the dry down. And then number 5, what the scent is like on the test strip at the end of the dry down period. And the reason that I do that is because I spray on skin, and I'll also let you know the temperature of the climate that I'm in and the general temperature when I test the perfume out. And also, number 6, the time niche for the fragrance, when it would be, in my opinion, most appropriate to wear and would probably perform the best. I'll also show you how I spray. I always spray on skin for the purpose of reviews, and I don't spray on my neck, and I don't spray on my clothes. And I'll show you exactly how I spray, so that you get an idea of what I'm doing, and then compare it to what your typical routine is. And the reason that I do this is for several reasons. I spray it on my arm, and I usually do 4 to 7 sprays depending on whether it's a freshie or a heavy. And this is typically the way that I go. And then I wait for it to dry down before I do the review. The reason that I do this is because when I spray on clothes, the performance is very different. I do this on my arm rather than on my neck because I tend to not go nose blind to it as quickly. And I can check on the perfume throughout the day as I'm wearing it, and the dry down and how it performs, and also the longevity of it. If I spray it on clothes, it has a very different performance, and this way there's consistency for every single perfume that I review. You'll see exactly that I do this, and I get relative comparison from one perfume to the next, to the next, to the next, to be able to gauge its longevity, performance, and also projection. You might ask, how do I know how it projects? Well, I have 4 kids. I ask them. I go to the post office a lot, so the guy or the girl at the register in the post office, I'll stand 5-6 feet back, and I'll ask them, hey, can you smell me yet? Can you smell me yet? And then I'll move up and up and up. And then I'll be able to gauge how far I had to go, or how close I had to get to them in order for them to be able to smell me. And also, if my dogs are sneezing and I've just put the perfume on, I know it's, as many call it, nuclear or beast performance. But I am not shy in asking at cash registers, friends, whether I'm in the back of an Uber or if I'm driving, if somebody can smell me in the back of a car, etc. So this is how I gauge projection. And also, when I spray on a test strip, I'll show you how I do it so that you get an idea. And the reason that I give you what the results are on a test strip is because you are more than likely going to get the same results on your clothes that you are on a test strip in the dry down. As there are no oils, it absorbs rather than sits on top, and it is a really good indicator of what you're going to get on your clothes rather than on your skin. So it is oftentimes very different in the dry down on paper than it is on skin. So I tend to mention that in order for you to be able to see how it will perform if you spray both on clothes and on skin and combine the two. And typically when I spray on a test strip, I hold it at this distance, give it 2 to 3 sprays, and then let it be and let it sit and check on it 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, and then at the end of the day. And in some cases, I have had some perfumes last on test strips over 3 days, and I will do a review on those at a later time. Now here's the part that makes the way that I review perfumes a little bit different than I typically find reviewers do, and that is that I break it down into 5 senses. I give you a sense of what it, quote, tastes like. Do not spray it in your mouth. That is not what I do. It is what kind of flavors it makes me think of, foods it reminds me of, etc. Then the smell, obviously. Some of the other ways that I try to see what it evokes is in the taste, smell, touch. What kind of sensation does the perfume give me in the sense of touch? Also, sound. This is an interesting point that I like to bring up. When I mention a song, I don't necessarily refer to the lyrics. As a matter of fact, I rarely refer to the lyrics in the song, but rather the feel, the vibe, the overall tone of the music. And that, to me, is almost instantaneous in how it fuses the scent with music in my head. I suppose it's a form of synesthesia, and I've been blessed with being able to do this. I encourage you to look up some of the songs and also look up some of the foods that I mentioned and try them out, or in the very least look at the recipes, and it might give you an idea and a better sense for the way that the perfume feels and the vibe that you get from it. So let's see, we had taste, sound, touch. What else? Back to it. Had a little brain fart there. Taste, smell, touch, sound, and sight. For sight, I might mention actors, paintings, or just visuals. And the reason that I'd like to put all of that together for you is because notes of the perfumes are readily available on many websites. Regurgitating them to you, if you've never smelled truffle or ylang ylang or oud, it's pointless. So I try to describe it in a way that you can tap into your own experiences and having heard something, seen something, felt something, tasted something, and give you a vibe of that perfume or that fragrance in that sense. Also, most importantly, I am not here to convince you that something smells good. I am not here to deter you because something smells bad. What I like has absolutely no bearing on what you like. And if it does, I'm not even sure how that works. So I'm not here to push fragrances or deter you from purchasing them. My goal is to be able to describe them so that you can make the decision for yourself without having been influenced, so to say, by someone that's reviewing them. A lot of these companies will list the notes on their own websites. Fragrantica and others will break them down fairly well for you. Having said that, I also do not compare fragrances to each other. If they're clones, if they're dupes, if they're flankers, I try my best not to do that, because not everybody can get their nose on them because they don't live in an area where you can go to a store and smell them, because they're just not readily available. And other times, telling you something that's 80 or 90% similar to something else, I'm not sure that that would make sense to you, because if you haven't smelled the other one, you're taking my word for it. My 80% could be your 50% and vice versa. So I am not here to push perfumes. I'm not here to deter you from purchasing them. Simply try my best to describe them to you as best as I can. And last and final thing, if I get something for free, from a perfume house, a perfumer, I will let you know. And that to me is important. I have never and will never ask for a free bottle in order to do a review. Do perfumers send them to people who do this on YouTube? Absolutely. Will I let you know? Absolutely. I have no issues with that. I would love your feedback on this format of reviews. I would like constructive criticism. I am also brand new to this as far as recording equipment, editing, etc. It's not my thing. And as time goes on, perhaps I'll learn. There's a great learning curve in all of this. And I would love your input and feedback and suggestions. Also, feel free to comment in any language that you speak. I speak a few. Я говорю по-русски, милая. If you speak French, Italian, please feel free to leave your comments and let me figure them out. It's a little bit of a challenge for me and I enjoy that a lot. So I invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It helps me in getting the viewership to grow, and it is greatly appreciated. And I wanted to thank you for taking the time to even sit down with me and hear me out on this. And hopefully I'll be able to post a perfume review very soon and hope that you'll join me. Thank you so much.